Wait, come on. You're a small audience, but you have mighty voices. This I know. Good morning, fourth grade. That's a little better. Are you just waking up? Yeah, a little sleepy. It's hump day. We're halfway through our second full week of school at Montgomery. It's pretty special. You guys are doing great, and I want to say that to the whole lower school watching. At some point today, the other lower school students will be watching, but I feel like we're off to such a good, healthy start, and I just want to thank you all for doing your best and following our rules and really trying to keep each other healthy and safe, and just off to a really fun start. Would you say you're off to a fun start of fourth graders? Okay, for the audience, they're shaking their head yes, but how about you give me a big yes? Is it a good start? Yeah, you're with two amazing teachers, with Mrs. Balla and Mrs. Clay, and I know those who have had them would be in complete agreement with me. They're pretty awesome, aren't they? So I just want to touch upon, since I have fourth grade here this morning, something that you guys have been very excited about. What has been going on in the fourth grade that you guys have just taken such full energy and love and compassion and, gosh, what words? Leadership. My gosh, you guys are like the supreme what, Eli? Big buddies. Raise your hand if you love being a big buddy. I know you all do. I have to give you guys such props. You are so into this role. And I experienced this myself when I was walking back with you from recess. We walk around the circle back, and pre-K was eating lunch, and I had to kind of stand between you and the pre-K to keep you apart because you just wanted to go over and give them big hugs. And likewise, they are crazy about you. So I just want to thank you for just doing such a great job and a great start with that. And I know for all the other grades listening this morning, you may not have met your buddies yet, but you will soon, because it's a goal for lower school to make sure you meet your buddies before Fall Fun Day, which is coming up really soon in October. And make sure that we've met those little people or older people who are really special in our Montgomery lives, and really help you guys to get to know more students at Montgomery, right? So thank you, fourth grade, for being just great big buddies. So today we have the lovely Mrs. Collins delivering chapel this morning. I know you guys love going to your tech classes with Mrs. Collins. She does so much for our school, and her formal title is Educational Technology Specialist. And I don't know if you know, like kindergarten, no fourth grade would know, but that means she is like technology guru. She really knows her stuff, Mrs. Collins, you do. And she helps not only you guys, the students, but the teachers and administrators as well. When there's something new to learn, we turn to Mrs. Collins to help us deliver the newest and best technology that we can for our students. So I'm very grateful for all that she's taught me over the years, and I know the teachers are too, and students, I know you are too. And how much do you love learning coding every year? I know you do. You started with those B-bots long ago, and you're going to be doing some things with Scratch later this year, so she's pretty amazing. So should we welcome Mrs. Collins to the stage? What do you think? Yes, let's bring her up here in her pretty yellow.
Rare occasion where I have to wear heels so I can be tall. Good morning, everyone. Fourth grade parents, welcome, and hello to our virtual community. So, C-O-O-L, say it for me. Say it with more enthusiasm. That's cool. It's a word we hear all the time. For hundreds of years, cool has meant low temperature. In the Webster Dictionary, cool can be an adjective. The plant grows best in cool climates. It can also mean free from tension. We used to fight, but now we are cool. It could also be a verb. Place the pie by the window to cool. Or the air conditioner cooled the room pretty well. As a noun, it could mean poise or composure. The player lost his cool. and he got in trouble with the coach. How about using it as an adverb? Play it cool with the other team. So that's the grammar lesson for today. Those are the dictionary definitions of cool. But David Skinner, in an article he wrote in Humanities, says that it was around 1930s when the word cool began appearing in American English as an extremely casual expression to mean something like intensely good. As its popularity grew, cool's range of possible meanings exploded. In the 50s and 60s, it displaced other superlatives like swell, groovy, smooth, or sweet, to name a few. Yeah, a long time ago, in my generation, we say, that's groovy. Now you say, that's cool. I think if the word cool is a person, he probably would be suffering personality disorder because he's got so many personalities, or some form of identity crisis. He would be so confused as to what he really means. You see someone wearing beautiful, you say, you look cool, not, oh, you look beautiful. We have practically hijacked the word cool and made it the default slang term for everything we approve of, right? You see something nice on YouTube, you say, that's cool, instead of, that's amazing. You ask a friend, are you cool? Instead of saying, are you all right? So, since the word cool has gotten so vast, I want to zoom in on the use of the word when school students like you guys here say, you are so cool, or I want to be cool. Before we answer that, I'd like to read a book, so sit back, relax, and turn on your listening ears. My book is The Cool Bean. Watch out, here come the cool beans. The cool beans. Oh yeah, check how they move. Look at the way they swagger. Notice their sunglasses? Yow. The cool beans are known all over school, from house to house, across town, beyond county lines. In the olden days, last year, we were all one big pot of beans. We were a mixed bag, but somehow it worked. And then we stopped seeing each other as much. Yep, those were the good old days. That's just how it is sometimes. You spend less time together, even though you're not totally sure why. I watched as the beans I knew so well, the beans from my own pod, became the cool beans. Oh, they were so cool. One of them could play the guitar. Cool. One of them could draw the best superheroes. Cool. One of them could jump higher than any bean I'd ever known. Cool. Me? Well, I mostly stayed the same. Sure, I made some changes. I wore sunglasses. I slicked my hair back. I strutted around. I swaggered. I was still picked class for everything. My clothes never seemed to fit. I snorted when I laughed. I walked into stuff. I was an uncool bean for sure. I started thinking of myself as just a common bean with no special skills. I couldn't compete, so I didn't even try. I'd never be a cool bean. It seemed like there were two types of beans in the world. There were the cool beans and the beans like me. The days all blended together. I lived my life and things were just okay. I took tests, ate lunches, mostly kept to myself. The cool beans continued to be cool. I mean, sure, I missed them, a bit, but it's not like I was going to say anything. I felt like that coolness had gotten in the way of our friendship. And that's how it went until one day. I was in the cafeteria. I dropped my lunch on my loafers. But then something sort of miraculous happened. Out of nowhere, one of the cool beans helped me clean it up. He didn't even say anything, he just gave me a nod. That was it. Later, I was out on the playground. I tripped and scraped my knee, and maybe I cried a little bit, and everybody saw it. Another one of the cool beans came to my side, and without a word, he dusted me off. That afternoon, I was sitting in class. I wasn't really paying attention. I didn't notice, but our teacher had called on me. Everybody stared. I sat there in silence. Nobody said anything. And then, everybody just laughed at me. That was it. After today, I was officially a has-been. But then one of the cool beans stood up and came over to me. Everybody watched. She leaned in close and whispered, "Hey, the teacher asked you to read from page 32. Then she gave me a quick wink and went back to her seat. It was a small gesture, sure, but it was also everything. I walked home with a goofy smile on my face. I smiled all the way through dinner. That day made all the difference. It was a day that could have been really bad if not for the kindness of a few cool beans. It gave me a shred of confidence, and that shred of confidence has continued to grow. Somebody had my back, or a few somebodies. After that, I started hanging out with the cool beans again. Not all the time, but sometimes. At lunch, after school, even on weekends. Throughout all of this, I realized that it's not about how you look or any of that other silly stuff. It's about a wink, or just a nod, or a smile at just the right moment. It's about dusting somebody off, helping them up again, and pointing them in the right direction. Now, that's cool. So, who doesn't want to be cool in school? Come on, we all want to be cool, right? Right? For starters, let's be clear here. There's a right way and a wrong way to be cool. If you accept and engage yourself in a TikTok challenge to destroy school property, you are not cool. You are trouble. Remember what we talk about in digital citizenship. Whatever you put out there on the web may come back to hurt you later. To do inappropriate things, use inappropriate language does not make you cool at all. You disrespect yourself and you reduce yourself to an attention grabber that is up to no good. But enough of that, because you are Monty students and I know you know better. So what does a really cool student look like? The bean in our story was trying so hard to be like someone else. He doesn't know the first rule of being cool, which is to be cool is to love yourself. It will be hard for others to like and appreciate you unless you learn to love yourself first. When you love yourself, you will be happier. Now, when I say love yourself, I don't mean the narcissistic kind of way whereby you're loving yourself to the extreme that you think you're the most important person in the world. Not that kind. To love yourself is to be proud of who you are. It means you accept what differentiates you and appreciate the differences of others as well. In the story, the bean was trying so hard to be cool like the other beans, imitating their hairstyle, how they strutted, even started wearing sunglasses. I don't think that is cool. Be true to yourself. We all look different from each other. We have different styles, different mannerisms, different tastes in food, music, movies, and so on. We all come from different places, different backgrounds, and we all have our own unique stories to tell. And the world is much more exciting, interesting place when we embrace our individuality and respect others for who they are. Now, can you imagine a world where we all look the same, talk the same, walk the same? It's pretty boring, right? Now, is it wrong if I say, I wish I was as tall as Mrs. Murata? I'd settle for 5'8". Or I wish I'd have some wavy hair, not this straight hair like this. Is it wrong to think those ways? Maybe I see your artworks out there and I like, why wasn't I born like a Georgia O'Keeffe or Mary Cassatt? It's okay. Allow yourself to go easy on yourself. It's just fun, wishful thinking. What you don't want to happen is to dwell and obsess at your flaws. That will only make you bitter and unhappy. When you are able to laugh at yourself and embrace your flaws, that means you're so comfortable in your own skin. And now that is super cool. The other trait that really made the cool beans cool in the story is that they were well-mannered and kind. Good manners and kindness leave a long-lasting impression. Let me ask you this. Who would you remember over the years? The cool student with a cool outfit or the cool student who showed kindness to you? Looking back, I never remember what cool clothes my friends had on or what their hairstyles were back then, but I remember who was always nice, friendly, and kind to me. And here's what I noticed when I was a student like you, and it's still true today. There are students who are not really trying to be cool at all, but by their good manners, their attitude, and their kindness, they end up being the most liked and admired by all. Why? We like them because they're not wanting or competing for our attention. They are not trying to be someone else. They're just being themselves, going about their school day, making the right choices. They become cool once, and the funny thing is, they're not even trying to be cool. They're just being themselves. The truth is, boys and girls, we all want to be liked, to be accepted, to be popular. But a guy by the name of Jeff Goins wrote that the secret to being cool is to stop trying too hard to be liked. Stop trying too hard to be accepted and known. The secret to being cool, he says, is to care about the right things. And what would be the right thing I can focus on? Sophia. Excellent. Theo. Yes, friendliness, helpfulness, right? Focus on what the world needs. Let's start with our own school community here. We need well-mannered students who are kind, who can be friends with everyone. These are the students who, without trying to be cool at all, end up being liked by everyone because they are happy and pleasant to be around with. I certainly would be scared to be with someone who is grumpy all the time and not very pleasant. The ones that have a pleasant, happy demeanor, they're cool. You want to be cool? Start with that goal, because when you focus on what is really important, you become more confident in your own skin and you will be happier. So as we go about our day today, remember to love yourself, be true to yourself, mind your manners, and be kind to everyone, because, as Judy Garland said, always be a first-rate version of yourself and not a second-rate version of someone else. So be cool, everyone. Thank you, and have a wonderful day.